Hey guys, look, I've heard what you've been saying. What do I think the IRS should do? All right. Look, I'm going to be blunt. They're not going to staff up again. Um, the issue we have here, and again, I'm trying to be even, fair to everybody. I don't want to get political. Um, the IRS needs to really ramp up its systems, do more with less, more with automation, and that can get done. It's just going to take a bit. But what are three moves the IRS should make right now? All right. I've already mentioned one in some of the other videos if you've seen them. One, get SmartVault. All right. License SmartVault. It's bank level security. If you're not familiar with SmartVault, it's a portal for saving and moving documents back and forth. It is a favorite among many of the accountants and many lawyers. I really like it. You can have create folder views. It works great. Okay. Not terribly expensive. Get SmartVault. Why? Let's save $5 million a year in printing the mail and mailing it. No, look, don't get me wrong. There are some folks who don't want that. They're going to want to get the mail. You can't do it across the board. That's why I came up with 5 million, not the full 8 million. But for a tax pro like me, dude, fuck that. I don't want the stack of mail coming in. I just want a daily alert. I've got correspondence. I can log in. All the notices are there. Anything that's to me or I'm power of attorney on. All right. So first of all, we will save we being the American taxpayers, millions of dollars. Shit won't get lost, right? You know how often the client gets something I didn't get? They're like, well, didn't you get this? No, I don't. You scan it and send it to me. Now I'm supposed to get it, right? The POA copy, power of attorney copy, but often we don't. All right. So right now, IRS should go license SmartVault, roll this out. Any tax pro, you can opt in and just, for tax professionals, taxpayers, send them a letter, log in. You can set up your own online account, and now we can just correspond that way. Don't get me wrong, I like the post office, would like to keep them in business, but I don't think it's the IRS's job to keep the post office in business. All right. So first, get SmartVault. Two, you know what? We know S corps are a problem. They were already on the hit list about reasonable compensation. Hey, IRS, it's got 100 million data points, the greatest database ever. License RC reports and actually do this the right fucking way. I'm so sick of this. IRS could, and again, if you're not familiar with this, what RC reports does, all right, they have, again, 100 million data points. So I, for instance, could run um, what it is a lawyer in New Haven should be taking. So if I have an S corp and let's say I'm netting 250 and I can run the report and it says reasonable compensation for an attorney in New Haven, a tax attorney with my years of experience, whatever, is 120,000. I can set my salary at 120. I can pull the other 130 out as dividends, not subject to self-employment tax, but I have a report that the IRS has never successfully challenged. Now, successfully, they've never challenged it. They get that report with all that data and analysis. You've met, all of the cases that we talk about, McAllery and Walton and all the other ones, Davis. They all say the same thing. As an S corp owner who provides services, you're expected to take reasonable comp and have documentation for how you arrived at that number. When you hand over that report, you know what the auditor says? They flip through it. Can I keep a copy of this? Yeah, reasonable comp audit's over. Let's reverse it. If I'm the IRS, I know what your occupation is. It's on your return. You put in the NIC code, right? The NAIC code or whatever it is, SIC code. Why can't we just take the S corps, look at what they're taking for wages, and basically send them an audit letter saying, hey, attorneys in your area, New Haven, it's 120,000. You claim 40. Either submit your documentation. Why 40? I mean, maybe the person works part-time. Who knows? Either submit the documentation or sign off, and we're going to send you the bill. I would just across the board audit the S corps, and I would do it with automated. Well, how do you automate it? The IRS doesn't have that data. RC Reports does. License the fucking database and bring us into the 21st century and enforce. All right. Because that's that. I mean, honestly, if you're an S Corp owner doing things the right way, you feel like an asshole after a while. Why am I the only person who's doing this properly? Everyone else is claiming $12,000 of wages, 300,000 of net income not subject to self-employment tax. Am I the asshole for complying? All right. The IRS could do more than they are now, multiple times more than they are now, at a fraction of the cost. And most people, I think, are going to just sign it and pay it. And you'll have a handful that will respond. And it's just like a correspondence audit. They'll respond. I'm semi-retired. I only work 10 hours a week. And that's kind of in line with where you are. Okay. Now, the IRS may choose to audit a handful of those people, but you pick and choose your battles. Where are the big dollars, right? So you're going to get SmartVault IRS and you should get RC reports, right? Last, tax help software. I have presented the transcript report from tax help software to revenue officers. I've sent it to the lien unit and had them call me and say, where did you get this report? Oh, tax help software. They literally said, I wish I had this. I wish we had a report like this. They're still doing things the old fashioned way, pulling transcripts, looking at the Mod A's. If you haven't seen a tax help software transcript report, it is the most important piece of software. We run our entire practice on it. Not just transcripts, our offers, powers of attorney, all of our resolution paperwork. We do everything through tax help software. It's got a bankruptcy calculator. When you combine that with targeting through the public databases for assets that are owned, like through Lexis, the government could use the software, save hours and hours of time, which would, translate to millions of dollars that is simply fucking wasted now with the manual work for the revenue officers and revenue agents when you can just get a report like Tax Help Software's report, just like that. And I know there are competitors, none of their reports even come close. They've not been able to replicate this. So go get Tax Help Software, license it. The IRS right now could save, I would estimate, somewhere between 10 and $15 million a year between printing, mailing, and hours wasted by what is going to be now limited staff. They could get compliance much higher, much higher. All right. And this could be automated. No brainer. Again, as an American taxpayer who lives in this world as a tax professional, this just seems obvious to me. So when you come and you message me, and I do appreciate it, please comment. I like the give and take. I love hearing other ideas. But when people ask me, well, what would I do? Because I've been kind of critical. I don't think unduly harsh, but I've been critical of what Doge is doing. And the reason for that is I feel it's very, and I've used this term and through multiple videos, it's not surgical. What they're doing isn't well thought out. It's just simple hack and slash. And I don't like the way they're going about it. I think this ultimately has to happen, but I would have been happier if it was done in a more thoughtful way than it is being done now. Just Eric Green's opinion. So, but what can we do right now? If I'm an American taxpayer who's funding this and I can see where this is going, because I'm very concerned, refunds are going to get slowed down. Getting anything done with the IRS is going to slow down, and we're a long way off from automating our way out of this. But there are some things we could do right away that save money, make life easier for both taxpayers and the IRS. Again, get SmartVault, license SmartVault, license RC reports, license tax help software, roll out the tools for the IRS that we have on the other side, and watch how quickly you can get way more done, all right, at a fraction of the cost. So that's what I think the IRS should do. Go down, comment, let me know what you think. And again, guys, if you like what we're doing here, please hit like and subscribe. You'll not only get notified when I post, but please spread the wealth, share this video with other folks, and let's hear what they think, and let's keep the message spreading, all right? I like the fact that we have a lot of professionals now, and business owners, by the way, commenting and very and mostly being very thoughtful. And it's really interesting and it's great conversation. So thanks for tuning in. And that's my 2 cents today. Bye bye.